Good evening, everybody. I'm Group 2's. This is John Mongrel. Tonight, we are back to Denizens, our flagship campaign, high fantasy, cyberpunk mashup, gestalt builds, and we have made it past Chapter 1. And I am super excited to be back playing GRRHero tonight. Gnomish little artificer, grouchy old fucker, he, him, and now you get to meet the rest of everybody. Take it away.
Hey everybody, I am Red. I play Rook. We are both she, her. I absolutely love this game and I'm so stoked to be in Arc 2. And she is a half drow, half high elf bard rogue who's definitely down for some shenanigans and an awesome rock concert tonight, y'all.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jim, pronouns he, him, just like my character, Eldaris, who is the Kalishtar sorcerer cleric, who's been getting some messages from the other side that he's going to share with the group, and hopefully won't break their poor, fragile little minds. Also, speaking of breaking, we're going to break into a safe, I think.
All right, then. Hello, everyone. My name is Spencer. Pronouns he, him, same as my character. And I have a fun fact, I just have to find it. Butcher's favorite candy is butterscotch.
Wait a minute, we're doing fun facts? I didn't get that memo. Dang it.
I do a fun fact every morning.
You've absolutely got a pocket full of Werthers.
Like an old man.
Not the oldest in the group.
One is definitely.
Oh yeah, they're the golden wrapper ones, and they are held in a secure seal patch. And I don't think any of you have caught it yet, but every once in a while, they just pops one in.
Yeah, waterproof
All right.
patch in case.
I'm George, the GRRHero, he, him. I'm sorry for that. And for interrupting. If y'all need to finish, go for it.
No, you're good. We were eating up time for you.
Okay, thank you. So, yes, we're back to Denizens, and previously thereon, Butcher won the tournament hosted by Baroness Soul, even killing Randy the Dame by throwing them out the window as they were polymorphed. They had polymorphed themselves on accident into a chicken. Woodrow continued to rake in that coinage from bets. Everyone else made a little bit more, but he really made a lot of coinage. Gloopy Glue was defeated and killed by his biggest fan, Butcher. Butcher did collect a small bit of his idol's remains, though, inside a beer mug. There were several seemingly political moves happening around the party during the fights. The villains presented each villain presented or present took an individual audience with each Baroness, Desol and Ankrigak. Both the villains, Napoleon and Sheborg the Harsh, had separate conversations with Woodrow about exclusively hiring him to their gangs. He graciously declined them both. And the group celebrated Butcher's victory, then left with Woodrow's mechanics shop. And that's where we pick up now. Well into the night, after 3 o'clock. Imagine y'all just take your long rest. Right?
We can do that. Trying to decide if I want to stay up and tinker. I'd probably have another beer and find my hammock.
Rook would probably just find somewhere comfortable, and she will likely be the last one to fall asleep.
Figure Eldaris will just be kind of quiet in his own thoughts. maybe falling asleep before Rook.
Oh,
Looking,
no.
deep.
You still have to tell us everything. Are we not doing that before bed? Okay.
Good morning, guys.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think we'll take the long. If it's 3 a.m, we'll take the long rest, and then Eldaris will begin his Sherlock Holmes kind of explaining everything.
It's probably closer to 4, honestly, as y'all left the club at 3.
Okay. So yeah, Eldaris will even say, "Let's all get some rest. Tomorrow, I will talk about what's going on," and then he will just look, rather deep in thought, and eventually just find himself dozing off.
Okay. Everyone just rest. You all get a long rest. And then awake to the yellow sunlight in the morning, streaming in through the whatever sort of windows you have in your shop, and you also see a few meteors break through the firmament that protects the city, and are kind of caught by these gravity cannons on the sides of the towers. This happens 2 or 3 or 4 times a day. It's rare to see 2 at a time, but yeah.
Yeah, Rook would. Whoever is next to wake up out of whichever boy is up earliest, Rook would already be awake. She's probably sitting there just very quietly strumming on her guitar, which it sounds kind of weird because it's acoustic when it's supposed to, be all enhanced with the magic and everything that it does. But yeah, she's just kind of sitting there really quietly, probably just like focused and watching out the window, kind of in her own world.
Whenever I do wake up, I'll probably like barely open my eyes, wander around the shop, make coffee, remember that I've got more people here, make a whole pot of coffee, and start like going through, make sure I don't have any paid work to do today, and then wander off to one of my little back rooms where my personal project is for a few minutes.
She'd make her
You guys hear the window just opening sound as I wake up.
Eldaris wakes up, stretches, pours himself a cup of coffee, and waits for everyone to gather. Once everyone's in the room together, the first thing he's going to do is, funny enough, disconnect his left arm, remove it and hold it in his right hand, and hand it to Woodrow.
I'm in a side room. I'll be out in a minute.
Okay. All right. When you come out, I'll take care of it.
Detach his arm, and she's just like, "Does that feel weird? Looks weird. You don't look weird, but the whole arm coming off thing is a little weird."
Oh, it's fine. You could tell me I look weird, but I've heard worse.
After maybe 20 minutes, long enough to wonder like where the fuck I went, you hear a lot of stuff falling and crashing. Bah, 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 and me yell, "Ha, ha, 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 fuck yeah!" And door swings open wide, and I'm like, all right, come on. And I'm backing out of the room. Coming out of the room with me, you see a 6-foot tall automaton of some sort with large discs on its hands and legs. and it's kind of stumbling, holding on to door frames and stuff as it walks out. Like, all right, take your time, feel it out, make sure like all the bits and pieces are good, and you can see it trying to like stretch and move, and as the full form of Dora comes to play.
It's just
Certainly
like,
impressive.
Wait until she
Make
figures her
yourself a
systems
friend?
out. Friend, transport, battle buddy. I have no idea how long I've been working on this one.
Seeing you happy is a good thing. It is a disturbing thing, but it is a good thing.
yeah, it's a little worrisome, isn't it?
Turns wild eye on you. Huh? Yeah.
Or it's just like, oh no.
I believe, Mr. Woodrow, you wanted to take a look at this.
Huh?
Hands in the arm.
Yeah. I'll get to it later. You can see he is enthralled in his toy.
Oy vey. When you come down from your understandable high, Mr. Woodrow, I do need to speak with everybody for a moment.
All right. Yeah. Wander around the shop. I'm talking to Dora. Wander around the shop. Check everything out. Let me know. Run a few systems checks. Oh, that's gonna be good. All right. I'll come over, hop up on one of my stools. What's up? What do you got?
As Eldaris is talking, he's holding his arm in his actual hand, if that makes sense. So he's just like walking around, almost like it's a baton, like a teacher's like baton or something.
Oh god, he's just swinging his arm around.
Basically.
Like a pointer, right?
Yeah.
Up on the board, yeah. I love this.
When we all were watching Mr. Butcher's first match, I received a message from a creature from the beyond. This creature claims to have known me, and asked me to open my mind to them. And I did. She had long limbs, a bulbous skull, bone-like tentacles, definitely a creature not of this reality, and I was scared at first that I had made a mistake, but she told me that she was the origin of my species. I'm a Kalishtar, and she explained that she was basically a very, very distant grandparent. And the best way to describe the look, I guess, to get a visual is like a skeletal mind scourge, like we've been seeing. I asked her, long story short, I could go on, but I'll give you the important thing. Apparently, there is a coming darkness that is going to grip the entirety of New City. We're not talking a monster trying to gain power. We're looking at the destruction of everything we know. And apparently, I've been prophesized to help defeat this.
For fuck's sake, you look ridiculous swinging that thing around. Hand it here, and I'll take a look at your arm.
It's very, very basic, just a standard issue
No,
try to take.
Go on what you're talking about.
I saw a solar system, stars rotating around the world, summoning these twins of destruction. Huge crack in the suns, and the suns going black and being devoured. But I also saw these energies being sucked back. The end of the last city is coming if we don't stop it. We're talking infections of the minds of beast and men, corruption, mayhem, murder, on a scale like we've never seen, and not the typical occurrences you see with villains. There's a ritual to stop it. I don't know much more than that. Just that this thing is coming. The recent events that have led certain creatures and beings to harass you on my behalf, I believe, are trying to either destroy me or get me to join the other side, so to speak. This is not a issue of a friend being missing or a device that needs to be built or a tournament to be entered. This, I must restate, this is the world that's at stake. From what I saw, and I have no reason to doubt this is coming, we must all be prepared. The reason I share this with all of you, not only to warn you, but also because I think I'm going to need help. My order is good. We can be on the front lines, but it's going to take a lot more than that. So, who wants to help me save the world?
DM, can I get a roll on this arm?
Sure. What'd you roll?
My artificer's lore.
Okay. 10 seems like a pretty basic arm.
Right.
Or enhanced arm.
Yeah, I'm kind of splitting my focus 3 ways, listening to him, watching Dora out of the corner of my eye, futz around the shop, and playing with an arm. I hand you the arm back.
I attach it on and just kind of rotate the shoulder a little bit.
Not exactly how I saw the world ending. Honestly, I hope to play a bigger part, but fuck, you sure we don't want to just catch a ride out?
And go precisely where? The surrounding area of Last City is a toxic wasteland.
DM, we would have some sort of knowledge of worlds, planes, existences other than this one?
Not really.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I guess y'all could roll Arcana checks, religion checks, as well.
Dirty 20.
Or religion religion checks. Really, dog? Now you decide to do this? Okay, with a 20...
This is the only world you've ever known, darling.
This suits Rook. It's like, whatever. I'm along for the ride.
That's fair.
Damn, no pressure.
Anyone else rolling?
Mm-hmm.
No? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Butcher does not know about any of the worlds.
Okay. Okay, Woodrow? Eldaris, did you roll?
Let's roll for fun. Which one is better? Yeah, they're both the same. I'll roll religion if you rolled Arcana.
I did.
So, extra dimensions or other planes are more theoretical, and there's an idea that the deities live somewhere, but there's no, as best you understand, like hard evidence of it. And Woodrow, you know that whatever happened with the second star from long ago that corrupted this world also kind of cut off a lot of the other planes. There are a few that's still around, like the Shadow Plane and the Ethereal and Astral. But a lot of the more unique, or the more, I guess, unique planes are gone. But there's a few other ones.
So when Eldaris asks where, I'm going to say, well, the thing talking to you in your head last night doesn't sound like much of a local to me, kid. Gotta be somewhere to go.
Well, funny you should mention that, because I happen to believe they might be more local than we think.
Really? All right.
When I saw this relative, shall we say, of mine, I noticed on her bony finger were rings. I remember that. When we were invited to the table of the Baroness, I noticed the same rings in her finger. Not similar. Same. I think the good Baroness might be older than we think.
Don't say that to her face.
Oh, well, I would assume that at a certain age, it becomes a mark of status. I don't know. I'm not too old, despite, I suppose, my archaic mannerisms.
Or
and
somebody with enough power to get in your head was fucking with you to make themselves seem even more powerful than they are. But either way, yeah, sure. You want to save the world? I'll help. Whatever.
I appreciate it. Also, as a side note, the arm is very basic. It was, shall we say, part of a settlement. Maintenance for it is free whenever I need it. But that's about it. There's no high-tech bells and whistles, though it does allow a certain channeling for some strange reason. My natural gifts, as opposed to those that I have learned with my training, seem to be enhanced when I use my arm as a conduit. We discovered that the hard way.
Yeah, all good stuff gets earned the hard way. And a huge crash over in the corner. God damn it, Dora. Hold on. Hops down off my stool to go help her up.
It works just... I mean, they already spoke, but I'm in. I'll help.
I
I
appreciate
think
all.
I got anything better to do, so.
Thank you all. Which reminds me, I believe we have a concert to attend this evening. The goddess Ishla teaches us that in our most darkest moments, whenever they may arise, whatever fear we may have, it is important to remember that life is worth celebrating. I believe a concert is exactly the thing to celebrate life.
From across the room, Woodrow kind of hollers, "Yeah, nothing like putting off the end of the world." Hey, before we go to the show tonight, though, y'all, want to go hit that vault?
I've canceled my appointments for the day. I am amicable to this.
I got a fair bit of scratch from the fights, but I need a little bit more to get what I'm looking for. And it might help us save the world. Never know.
If that's what you need to tell yourself.
Nah, kids, what I'm telling him.
Fair.
You must think me incredibly naive.
Nope.
I am
Fun to fuck
not.
with.
I do.
Everyone forgets that I spent the majority of my early adult life on the streets making a living.
I don't. But it's okay.
And yes, before you ask, they also made fun of me there as well.
Look, kid, I'm not saying you don't know I'm full of shit. I'm just saying I am, in fact, full of shit. But how about some breakfast first?
I mean,
Breakfast sounds good.
We'll go rummage around the kitchen and start getting some bacon and eggs put together.
Rook, have you decided on, what's the phrase? A set list for this evening?
Yeah, I'm mostly gonna go with like the normal, and then toss in. I don't know. I don't want to feel like overindulgent, but probably like 2 or 3 of the more mellow songs, just to like mix it up a little, and probably about 2 covers, because crowds always flip for covers.
If you would not mind me saying terribly, I find your work overall is incredibly impressive and deserving of high praise. Personally, your, as you call them, the more mellow songs, I feel, have a certain depth to them that I admire. Yeah, he smiles. Mr. Woodrow, do you need any assistance with breakfast?
No, but if Dora falls down again, help her out a little bit.
Ah, yes. I will keep an eye on Miss Dora.
Butcher, you've gotten several emails or what would they be called? Ether mails? A-mails? Through, and your account on the forum you posted the video on has been banned, and that video has been taken down. It has been deemed private or private cast or casting.
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
Like a private casting or stream or whatever video.
Okay.
Got hit with a copyright.
Big time.
Damn. I can't even post videos of myself now. What a world.
Yes, but it is still worth saving. Speaking of this world, DM, do I know if there's any other updates about the Grove Opal situation? I should, in case none of you, I don't know if I told any of you, the thing in Grove Opal popped, the pimple-like thing I had mentioned. Horrid creatures coming out, but apparently priests have been working and they have reduced it back to size for the time being. The police have cordoned the area, much to my dismay, knowing who the new captain of the police is, but I believe I mentioned that fact already.
Okay, so you call your order about this, or how do you go about looking into this?
Internet, Google News, the equivalent of Google News, anything like that.
Okay.
Social media feeds.
Yep. You definitely. I don't think there would be any leads on it, but you would see that. What is his name? Aton?
Axton?
Oh, Axton. Yes. He is part of the team that is being put together. There is a knight in charge of it. I'm wrestling with my dog because it's thundering 20 miles away. No, there's been really no further advancement in the investigation. Only that there were several creatures, 3 different types of looking creatures. Ones look like little flying orange monkeys with bat wings and forked tails. And then the other 2, one looked like some sort of demonic wasp. I believe y'all saw a video of that or a casting of that the night before at the tournament, and then breaking news. But it's also yes, a terribly stinky horned orange monkey was the other one. There were 3 types, and a whole bunch of the smaller one, or the winged monkeys, the bat demon monkeys. They turned invisible and got away. No one knows where they are. No sightings throughout the night of the wasp one. Oh, the horned monkey went into the catacombs. Was seen going into the catacombs, or rumored.
I would relay all that information to the group and just kind of mumble, "Oh, I do hope he's okay." Not the monkeys. A client, friend of mine, is part of the team pushing these creatures back.
Mm.
Pardon?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be all right. Slide a plate in front of you and a beer next to it. It's got 2 strips of bacon and an egg. I give everybody the same. And these little metal plates look suspiciously like discarded hubcaps, but seem to be clean. So, eat up.
Eldaris will slide his beer over in between Rook and Butcher and begin to eat. I've had enough drinking for one night.
Just goes, yeah, you drank. And she kind of look at Butcher and be like doing that thing like, do you want it?
I'll like drink half of mine and then pour half of what's in his cup into mine and slide the rest over to you.
Yeah, and she'll take the rest and sit there and kind of sip on it a little. She also has like a water, like she had some in a flask or something.
Butcher's beer came with some small pieces of copper wire sticking out of it, where it like comes up and then it goes off into different little strands, like a little wire umbrella.
Yeah, I definitely smile and start just spinning it in my hands, like rolling my hands back and forth.
I believe the most I ever drank in one night was 3 bottles. 3 bottles.
Like beer bottles or like liquor handle bottles?
I believe the common nomenclature would be jugs.
Most I ever drank was 3
No.
years. It was after I got fired. Lost a job back in the day. Good job. Anyway, I'm finished my beer.
What?
May I
You guys-
inquire further?
If you can remember how many you've had.
What was that, Butcher?
I said I would compare and, but I don't think you guys are doing it right if you can keep track of how many you've had.
Well, if I better not finish that comment.
And Woodrow didn't respond to Eldaris' question at all. He went over to Dora and is like choreographing her for a minute. And you can see her go down on all fours and kind of put the wrists and ankles together so that the 2 discs almost look like a single wheel, and then separate them out again and kind of go back and forth. And then he climbs up on top. Probably won't keep up with your bike, kid, but get me where I'm going.
I like it.
It is a fascinating contraption. Have you been working on this for a long time?
Yeah, this model for 2 years now. Took me forever to get the headpiece up and running, so that this is where Dora really is. But she can control the little metal dragon shape, and now she can control this too.
See.
And I'm going to pop open one of the roll-up doors and ride around in the alley for a minute.
Okay.
Rook's just like watching him. And just kind of like, okay.
That is an
And she'll probably call out like ways for him to adjust and stuff as he's riding.
I was riding before you were born, as he almost falls off.
Yeah, and you're doing great.
It's been a while.
I'm not taking bets on how long it takes for him to fall.
An acrobatics check, Woodrow.
Acrobatics. Fuck you. 9.
Then you can have advantage. Do you have proficiency with...
Dora is going to give me help because she is controlling my mount. With a crit.
Awesome. You're not falling off today.
You can see as I go to fall off, the wrist together, ankle together thing separates out and she goes down as a quad. And you can see the body kind of like cushion with it and keep me where I need to be.
Kind of like, can you do that to my bike?
I mean, yeah, but it's going to take me at least a month.
Yeah, that's less fun. I'm a good rider.
I'll let you know if something easier to switch over comes through.
Do we need to reach out to Mr. Aramis before your show?
Should be good. Mm-hmm.
I do hope he does not give us a scare like last night.
Yeah, I hope not. I really don't like when he does things like that, but she'll pull out her comm and kind of just shoot him.
Goes off.
Message. Huh?
Goes off as you pull it out.
She'll look and
From Aramis, it says, where did you stay last night?
She'll just be like, in a workshop. Where'd you stay last night?
Your place.
Seeing Rook giggle, he's like, I'm guessing he engaged in some late night extracurricular activities.
It's possible. You never really know with him. Unless you really know, and sometimes it's an overshare that you don't want.
Oh, as I said, 3 jugs. I've had my horror story.
She just kind of looks when he doesn't pluralize that. He just has a horror story. And she's just like...
So really bad night.
Just the one?
Oh, I've woken up to my share of partners that I've regretted, but only one that was a horror story.
Oh, I wasn't even...
Not me, baby.
Like that,
I do it right
okay.
every time.
I think that just means you have a low bar.
No, Drunk Butcher just has a discerning eye.
Is that what they call it?
Apparently so.
I made more mistakes sober.
Woodrow comes skidding up. All right. Y'all want to go make a money run?
Let's go. She'll go and start getting all her gear on and get on her bike hawk.
All right. Which one of you two is riding bitch with her and which one of you is riding in the bag?
I will ride with Miss Rook. The bag has an unpleasant odor.
Coward, and I can jump in the bag.
Also, because it is much more funny to imagine like the near 7-foot tall cyborg whose head's peeking out of the back.
So
100%.
I imagine like head and shoulders. Like he's got both arms out and like hanging onto my shoulders. So like I've got a little pair of wings behind me from his elbows out.
The crazy thing is, it's probably not the only people like that riding around like that. Imagine doing that at like 40 stories or more. We'll get there. Anywho, where are you headed?
I believe to the vault.
Vault.
We're all well rested, caught up on the upcoming apocalypse.
And have full spell slots.
And
Okay.
Woodrow is greedy.
You know,
That butcher.
what's it?
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was just saying I have all my spell slots back.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's a... No.
Thank goodness for that.
As you are pulling up to it from your northern position of the Archmead Tower, you see that the grinders have set up some sort of fortification, a bulwark, if you would, in the road, and is heavily guarded. You do not see any White Fist gangers or gang members around here. Fisters. Don't see any of them. You like last time each time y'all been here, there's been a little bit of a skirmish on the line. They're gone. The White Fists are gone. It looks like they're and the Grinders are fortifying the area. Cannot easily make it to the entrance that you normally use.
I would let everybody else know. I don't think I've got any pull with these guys.
Damn.
In your head, you might hear the phrase, "We have money."
I want to give it to them.
In both of their heads, they hear, "Hey guys, this will work better if we all talk this way," and it's basically like a group chat between everyone in our heads. And she's just like, "So what are we doing? Are we paying? Are we not?"
We could always ask nicely.
Oh, my thing is something simple. We can always threaten them.
Two kinds of people.
Would I know?
A few of them are getting interested in your group, standing and staring at, standing
to be
around
fair,
there.
Rook has a helmet on. She just looks like she's looking down at the moment.
Eldaris would probably have done the cool "I'm a vigilante, be afraid of me" thing.
Are you
would I know?
a head out of a bag of holding?
No, that's Butcher.
Oh, okay. And you drove Dora, or you rode Dora. Okay.
Would I know a way around or any nearby buildings that looks like we can get in one way, cut through a building, come out on the other street or anything?
No, a lot of it is kind of an active war zone around the building. So a lot of it has been fallen to rubble, or a lot of it has fallen to rubble. You do. You could try to talk your way past them, bribe your way past them.
I think Rook would be like, I mean, we can, again in their head, I mean, we can sit here and, just try to do this, or we can at least talk to them and see what's up.
All right. You two go talk, and shit looks stupid. We'll ride in.
Yeah, Rook is gonna do Just gonna do that thing, where when you have long hair and you take off a helmet, you kind of shake your hair out as she's like approaching these guys.
The shampoo commercial.
Kind of just, yeah,
She'll feel
100%.
a small tap on her shoulder as she does. As Eldaris will cast guidance on her for her next roll.
Cool. And she will approach these guys or girls, whatever.
Most of them are they, because
Okay.
they're clockwork peoples.
Cool. She'll approach all of them and just. So I can see that you guys are all really busy right now doing some things, but my friends and I, we had something that we were doing inside of. Is it a mall? It was a mall,
Yep.
right? Sorry. Yeah. Okay. We were doing something in the mall and we didn't get finished, and like we were killing some of these creatures and stuff, just trying to like clean up in there. Um, is there any way that we could possibly like just go in there? We won't bother what you all are doing. I see you hard at work here, but we'd really just like to get inside for a little bit. It won't take long.
Roll a deception check.
And what is guidance is a 4?
D4, yep.
Oh, okay. So that is that's a 6 on the die with a 4 on guidance, so that takes it to 10 plus my 8 in deception for an 18.
Yes. All right.
Yay, stats.
All right. So there's two of them standing there, and one of them, are they both kind of nod, calculating your story, and then one looks to the other, Roger. The other one looks to the other one, Roger, and they look back to you and say in unison, "This is permissible. We may pass."
You all are the best. Thank you so much. And then the group hears in their head as she like comes back and puts her helmet back on.
They kind of look at each
Okay,
other.
let's go.
As you're walking away, they look at each other. Roger. I'm better than you. And they say it at the same time.
We
No,
are
And
we're
right
not.
up.
brawling. You start brawling with each other. They say, "I'm better than you," at the same time.
We should go.
Woodrow ride up with Butcher half in the bag and fall in line behind you.
Yep.
They'll just as we all get together. Poor Dio.
I like to imagine that you put me in almost like a basket type area where the head of Dora is to make it look like you're riding the best cyborg centaur.
No, but I will next time. Because it's not like, it matters. Like, I'm not driving. Dora's handling the controls. We can sit anywhere.
With my no hands.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, while they start to gather round to watch Roger and Roger, identical model Warforgers, fight each other. Fight over who is better. You all head inside. You see that the wasps' bodies are degrading. There's a lot of new mold and stuff here on the first floor, but you head up quickly on the frozen escalators to the second floor and to the Forge Meat exchange bank there. Yeah.
Do we need to return on the power?
No. the Grief and where'd the other one go? Lisbic. Oh, there she is. On a different layer. Wrong location. Free to go back there and check on them if you want to. Yeah, arrive. There's it looks unchanged from the last time you were in here.
Can I get a Dora for token Steel Defender? For Dora's
Oh,
Steel
yes,
Defender.
yes, of course. Mm-hmm. Oh, not to be nitpicky, but Rook, what did you do for your bike to keep it protected whilst being outside?
I would imagine that. So I don't know how it would work on like these bikes, but number one, she's got some kind of low jack on that thing that she can track it. That's kind of hidden in the circuitry, but also an actual manual lock. So like real motorcycles, you can put it around the caliper and the wheel, and it makes it so you cannot move it because there's just no way. So something along those lines, and should
Okay,
obviously
that sounds
probably
great.
also set a trap because rogue, I can set traps.
Also, just to throw it out there, if it would have fit in the doors, Woodrow would have suggested just parking at the bottom of the stairs.
Not fair.
Yeah, that's also true.
Just still lock it up. Paranoia. My bike.
Yeah. Let's say, are any of you proficient with nature? Has your character studied it essentially?
I am half proficient.
Okay.
That's all I got.
I am a creature from beyond the stars. Nature does not apply to me.
We're doing great.
Okay.
Where's the druid when we need one?
I was just going to say,
Recovering from being
some of
killed.
those molds and fungi growing downstairs on those wasp corpses are very strange looking, almost having veins that almost look bioluminescent.
It's both kind of cool and kind of gross.
I guess fungus doesn't really have veins. Their mycelium network. Yeah, just slight bioluminescence to them. But yeah, y'all make it upstairs. The lights are still on. It looks like no one's been out here. Although, Eldaris, you can see some changes to carpet fibers and their directions. It looks like at least someone has been on patrol out here, but nothing's been moved.
Someone has been here besides us. They didn't touch anything, though. Perhaps one of the grinders investigating the new turf?
So, like, hearing that kind of, it sets her a little on edge. Can she do, like, an investigation to check to see if there's any traps or anything around?
Sure, absolutely.
Just knowing that other people have kind of been in and around there. Nope, that's a 6.
You're not sure. Nothing monumental has changed. You don't find any of the ceiling tiles triggered. Nothing in the carpet or the counter. You think it's pretty good, pretty solid.
So if I remember how this was working last time, there was a first roll by one person to decide whether or not the next person would get help. And if we're sticking with that formula, then Woodrow and Dora are going to go ahead and do a first investigation of the vault door itself, which means moment of truth. Gonna step into this room. Did I blow up?
Yes.
Damn it.
You're fine.
Okay.
It was nice.
Door. You walk in. It's still lit from above. The door is still made of that shiny metal that seems to change its form to accommodate what's built in the defensive systems that built in, but you've ripped off those systems and are modifying them for y'all to use as weapons. Yes, perception, investigation, help the next. Use tools are Tinker's tools.
Right on. Am I able to use my Artificer's Lore for this? And am I able to get Dora's help on this roll?
You've already used the Artificer's Lore on the door to learn all about it. So you know that if you fail one more time, you have 2 more successes versus 1 more failure, and the final one will trigger a something similar to an arcane gate to bring forth a clockwork kraken. Or no, I'm sorry. That's the step like I'm using. It's a big spider construct.
Okay, so sticking with a investigation check and using her familiar form, can I use Dora for help?
I will assist by casting guidance for this roll.
Love that.
If 2 assists,
you cannot because it.
Oh,
you can't because it lasts 3 hours.
oh, that's right. It's too long. That's right.
That's right.
Darn.
All right.
Okay.
That's going to be a 24 on my investigation.
It definitely gives the next full check or primary check an advantage.
Awesome. I will step back out of the way and take a break while the next one steps up.
And what was the roles? What were the options that we can do to disable this? I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's fine. Arcana, Tinker's Tools, Thieves' Tools. I think that's it. And magic, or something else if you come up with it. I believe one time... No, because y'all have Dispel Magic. Sorry.
I do have something, and I'm curious how you would allow me to use it.
Okay.
I have a feature called Magic Awareness. As an action, I can open my awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of my next turn, I know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that is mine to recover. When I see this, or when I sense a spell, I know what school of magic it belongs to. Would I might be able to use this as sort of like a system scan and use that to help somebody, or is it too short to be able to use?
I don't think it can necessarily mechanically help anyone, but it will tell you that there is a modification to the door that Woodrow doesn't know about. It wasn't part of the factory settings for it. There's another
Sweet.
piece to the door. Should it fail, will send out a tone. Some sort, an enchanting tone.
I'm going to let him know, and I will use that.
Enchantment.
Hey, have fun. Enchantment, some sort of magic noise, super cool speaker. It's past its factory settings, so someone must have added it later on.
Right on. Were you able to catch if that was on the final fail?
That is a correct.
Could be a stun. Could be a charm. Could have a pretty big range.
Which means we must be exceptionally careful.
I generally do okay when it comes to people attempting to charm me or do the whole magic to try to put me asleep. I could be the one to do it if you all. I know I failed once the last time we were here, so completely up to you guys.
All I'm particularly concerned about is if the tin can here ends up going feral on us. Could be an issue.
That's a completely reasonable concern.
I have after the last time, from what I've seen, I do have a few things up my sleeve that can help us with that. If it was to happen.
Hey Dora. We might have to test run your big form. Keep an eye on Butcher. Stay close. If he looks like he's going to kill any of us, break his jaw. And I'm going to look at Butcher. Sound good to you? I mean, a concussive reset is one of the best options for a charm.
I have some resistance to charm as well. Miss Rook, I am confident in your abilities.
I'm glad one of us is. So she will.
It's just a form of performance.
If only. But I appreciate it. So she will go over. She's got her thieves' tools. So what does my role look like? What am I doing here?
You've got your advantage.
Sturdy thieves' tool with advantage from his previous investigation. Dora does have her hands up at Butcher's head and has confirmed Woodrow. I will kill him.
Don't kill him, just hit him.
So
I will hit him.
It's a dexterity plus my proficiency bonus with thieves' tools.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness for the advantage on the roll. 18 on the die, plus 4 dexterity, plus 2 proficiency.
26. I think.
More than enough for another success. As you work on it over a course of hours, y'all are well into the day now. Really hungry. But
She's
yes.
When Rook comes back out, she's actually sweating a little, and she is normally wears like her jacket and stuff, and it's off. She's in just like this tank top, and her hair's been pulled back, and just looks very different than her normal composed self. But yeah, she walks out and she's just like, all right, nothing bad happened, right? It said I had a success. Next up.
Eldaris will point at her and prestidigitate like any of the sweat and grime away from her.
Thank you. And then for a second, she just kind of like has a little look, mutters something, and kind of messes with one of her rings, and then the rest of her kind of looks more refreshed. She goes and finds a spot to sit down to watch what's gonna happen next.
Okay.
Before we get to the next investigation on it, talking with Butcher, is that scanner a once a day? You got another use on that?
I got 2. Are you sure you want to use it now?
So what I'm thinking, DM, if his scanner was able to kind of point me in the right direction, I'd like to try and disarm that in between this previous attempt and our next attempt to see if maybe I can cover our asses on that one.
Well, that's basically what you're doing, right?
Okay, so it's
basically working to. It was already built into the equation for the skill challenge.
Okay, copy that.
Yeah. Yes. While you're discussing your next step, the far doors. And is pushed over by Lisbeth and Grief as it gets stuck and then they come in. Grief says, "Are you having any luck? This?"
Slow work.
Have you both been here the entire time?
Yeah.
Yes, we're stationed here.
Oh, goodness.
Elizabeth narrows her eyes.
I don't know if you've heard, we have found Ibukari.
What? You did? Grief?
Yes. Unfortunately, her mind seems to have been attacked by some psychic force, but we are in the process of ensuring that she is taken care of and that her memories and cognitive abilities are restored.
That sounds terrible.
It seemed like it was. I don't want to go into too many details, if you'll forgive me.
Oh, she can get better soon. Goodness knows we're gonna need her.
We are planning for that. And Eldaris will try to smile. Eldaris will say we're planning for that with a small smile and kind of the reassuring we're going to take care of her.
Hope you can. Well, we're here to help if you want. Something we can do. Help out here.
I mean,
how are you with?
Hang around for a minute. Might be something for you to do. We'll see how the next couple hours go.
It takes you all a long time. I guess it's really complicated. We were told not to even try it.
Well, when there's I was going to say when there's a will, there's a way, but I think a better phrase is when there is a desire for material wealth, we will figure out a way to break in.
Yeah, Tulip didn't want us to possibly draw the attention of the guild upstairs.
Well, it's still a possibility. If we burn your location, tell them it's on us. But
is that when? And she points out, our Lisbic will take a step forward, point to taller Dora, larger Dora, and say, "Is that one with the grinders? Kill it!"
hey,
She's gonna pull a laser pistol.
Step in front of her, about waist high. That one's mine. Chill out.
Mr. Woodrow, please forgive me if I
Can't let them know. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, Mr. Woodrow, forgive me if I misspeak. I do not believe it has, shall we say, free will. It's not a warforged. It's a pure automaton.
And Dora.
Looks at Woodrow. Did I get that right?
You can't
Close
speak,
enough.
right?
It's a closed system. It's got nothing to do with fucking gangers out there. All right, this.
Okay. All right, Graves, pull it back as well.
All this while it's isn't all this while its hands are ready to break my jaws.
I mean, she's standing there.
Yeah, no,
like,
really, it's all good. It's all good.
still kind of eyeballing you. Smaller Dora is sitting on my shoulder though. But yeah, it's single system. It's not connected to anything else. It's proprietary technology. Just it's mine. It's mine.
Big one.
Okay.
All right. Well, fine. Who's next?
You understand?
It would be an Arcana check to see, or well, could I do a perception check to see if I can figure out the right moves to make? See if I can give the next person advantages.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, let's do that. I will go up and see if I can help the team.
Roll big.
Fingers crossed. Uh, 18 on perception.
All right. That is enough to increase your allies' chances.
If you look over here, this mechanical contraption is connected to this doohickey right there. I think if we blow it the wrong way, it's going to spring whatever is waiting. Make sure we take care of that first. And then he's just going on using the most untechnological terms possible, but clearly illustrating what points are needed.
When he walks out of there looking very proud of himself with that explanation, she just goes, "You did good."
Thank you.
And she's sitting there like munching on snacks that she had in her bag.
He sits down next to her. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to spot everything.
While he had
You
been
explained it so well. She hands him some jerky.
while he had been working on that, Woodrow has reached into his bag of holding, and now all the rest of us are all holding a beer.
Okay.
Please do not drink too much, lest we,
Rook is actually not. She is drinking like water from a flask or something that she has, but that is what she is drinking.
Eldaris has cold tea that he is sipping on. I'm not saying that he brought a little, like he has like his little thermos and a little teacup that he's drinking,
Yeah.
but he definitely does.
100% brought his own little teacup.
He's not doing the finger thing though. So, who would like to try our final step?
So there was another.
Lisbic will say, I will. I'll give it a go.
Do you have ability to hack into systems, disable traps, anything like that?
Yeah.
Can I put my fingers to my forehead and speak to the group?
You're in the group chat. It works.
I concentrate really hard and say,
I like that he's.
I
going
don't want to
through
split the
all of
treasure more than 4 ways anyways. I like to think of it as an old man with technology.
Back in his head, something tells me that splitting the treasure more than 4 ways is going to be unavoidable at this point.
Yeah, they're kind of here, so unless we want to fight them, we kind of probably have to share at least a little bit.
And I'd rather not fight Ibuki.
And eyebrow raisins. Fight, you say?
No.
Do not wish to fight my best friend's friends.
Friends.
That's all I
Not
did with my
foes.
friends.
Well, either she takes it or you do. Think you can brute force through that last one? He showed you where all the wires you got to yank are.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's my turn to pitch in anyways.
For purely aesthetic,
Decidedly moved a little further away.
for purely aesthetic, I'll send Big Dora up with him to help.
To help? Punch him.
He's got hands.
Alright, am I tearing this thing open or am I actually going to try and hack it?
Eldaris will whisper to Rook quietly, I don't want to say anything, but have we considered the possibility that there's nothing in here?
I have. But hasn't this been fun?
Well, it does remind me of the old days. I will give you that.
She just kind of leans back
Alright, so be honest, am I tearing this thing open or am I?
for 3 hours.
I do have a bonus to Arcana, but I have a significantly higher bonus to Athletics. But I remember last time we tried to break into this thing.
It's more
I'll let
difficult,
somebody
but
make
if
that
you want to
decision.
give it a go, options there.
You know what? I'll try and hack it. I'll try and roll. It's Arcana, right?
Hmm.
Alright, let's see what number we get. Oh, baby. That's a 19 plus 3. Butcher's coming in clutch with that plus 3 Arcana, baby.
And don't forget, you get the advantage too to see if you crit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Come on, baby. That is not as good a number. We're going to keep it at 22.
Alright. After knowing the last few safeguards, you were able to hack through the system with Dora's help, and the vault door goes and then kind of starts breaking apart into hexagons that get smaller and smaller, atomizing and revealing the room, the vault within.
Woodrow goes running in.
You see that there are several. There are a couple of coin dispensaries. There is a large coinage bank. or data center. There are a handful of chests around that are locked. Yeah, that's more or less. That's pretty much it, or that is it. As you see, the majority of the space has been taken out, cleared. Probably moved up to a more secure vault higher in the tower. You'll have to break into the chest, the coinage bank, and you'll have to get or unlock the chest in the coin bank.
Break in, you say? Somewhat of a specialty of mine.
Emphasis on the break.
That's the only word I know.
Woodrow is going to reach up and hand Butcher his bag of holding. And you said the coin bank was at a server? Did I hear that word?
Well, there's like a coin bank where it's actual genuine coins that haven't been used in hundreds of years. And then there's also I don't know what to call them yet, but like a coinage server, right? That houses the digital coin that y'all currently use.
I'm heading straight to the server.
Bytecoin?
Okay. Sure.
I want to head over to the coin bank after he's done with his thing.
Head where?
To the physical coins, the tower. Really, crack that bad boy open.
Would
roll a strength check.
Would a guidance roll on either of them help?
Absolutely.
All right, because I know Woodrow can do it to himself, I think. I'm going to cast guidance on Butcher.
Okay. Woodrow, it is...
Butcher.
Go ahead.
What's up?
No, do Woodrow's first.
No, I was just going to say, Woodrow, that artificers... intelligence, vigorous tools, or dexterity thieves tools. What'd you get, Butcher?
So, is this just like a door I get to rip off?
Basically, like the little latches of where you could start filling up things with coins and take them to your teller. So they're basically like dispensary things like you would find in those coin machines at grocery stores and stuff, where you put in the coin and the thing opens up and it falls out. Like you're just ripping the whole thing off, the whole front of it.
Sweet. Butcher cracks his knuckles and grows to a size larger.
Oh, okay.
And he literally just grabs it with one hand and yanks. Why? Because I get to do this with advantage now. And thank goodness I did. That is a 22.
Yeah.
Oh,
you rip those doors off.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Don't need it though, so we can hold on to it.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, you were saying?
As you start ripping them off, coins, copper, silver, gold all start spilling out around your feet. Thousands of them. All in the forge meat crest, which is like 5 shields, 5 hammers coming together over a shield.
I will say, I try and aim a majority of those shells into the bag of holding I was given. As I pull it out, try and aim it, so I don't have to pick up a ton of copper.
Please tell me one of you has black market connections that can turn hard coins into digital currency.
I don't have to pick up coins.
You can do it at Forge Meat Exchange upstairs. There's going to be abductions and stuff.
There's going to be questions, too. That's what I'm more worried about.
Yeah, but I love the idea of selling it back to them. As soon as I am positioned and getting hooked in to the server with Dora, I'm going to holler over my shoulder at the door. Y'all fucking coming? It's fantasy cyberpunk version of Christmas. What is it?
Mercenary Day.
Giving Day.
Wait. It's Christmas just with a Y instead of an I.
Love it.
Or is it K-R-Y?
K-R-Y.
Going Mortal Kombat.
Merry
on this one.
Chrysler.
It's a backwards Y.
I don't remember many fond Christmases, but this is a nice experience.
I don't know what you're talking about. I used to break into houses and steal Christmas. Best time of my life.
I had a friend who tried that once. He dressed up in green, said it was more festive.
I think I saw that on the news.
It was rather popular. The makeup was heck, though. I don't know why he did it.
That's weird.
He was a weird bloke. I hope he's
Bugbear?
doing well.
Real furry dude?
Yeah. You know him.
Heard about him on the news. Didn't they finally catch him?
I heard he had some kind of obsession after finding some cursed artifact he wore on his face. I think that's what happened. Something about a number or something like that. I don't remember.
Just don't mention it to Lucas. That's his cousin. He's still sensitive about that.
Oh.
Oh, I love all the mixed up lore there. That was beautiful.
All right. Yeah, the Grief and Lisbic will run in and look at the chest and then go for like this bronze one that's got elven press work or embossing on it.
In the group chat. As long as we get the lion's share, let them get something. It's better to buy friends than make enemies.
Honestly, depending on what we get here, I was just going to give them a couple 100 credits each to shut up and go away.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Friends of your friends, I don't mind paying off. Fucking grinders outside, fuck them. I wasn't bribing them for nothing.
Only grinder I would pay is Dio, and that's because he put on a killer performance.
A little stiff for my taste. Alright, I am going to mute myself from the group channel and start in on this server.
Okay.
I think you said I could use my Artificer's Lore.
No, your intelligence and thieves or tinker's tools.
While he's doing that,
Or
Rick will
dexterity.
collect the stuff that's fallen.
Dexterity and thieves tools.
Right on. I am going to have
Not the coins you miss.
I'm going to have Dora help me on this, but again, intelligence and proficiency is the same as my investigation, so that's what you're going to see. 21.
Okay. Alright, you are able to crack this coin data bank. I don't know what to call it.
I like databank.
Right. As you get it, you crack the casing, you get the little keypad down with the little bitty screens and everything. You type it up and it projects the data three-dimensionally in front of you, and it is completely empty. It was emptied 122 years ago in a few extra days.
Fucking too much to hope for.
It does not have an individual logging it out. Like, you can pull up previous deposits and transactions of whatever. They always have like what you imagine is an employee doing it, but this last one, 122 days ago, does not.
122 days.
It's like
ago.
your break-in would not show anyone; it would just show a transfer. You're hacking the system.
Is this data bank still networked outside of this room at all?
No.
Okay.
That's why they keep them here, inside the safe.
Cool.
You can house millions of old coins.
Yep,
Digital
I'll
gold
pitch a
coins.
little fit, turn everything off. Fuck. I should have known it was going to be empty. Fucking 122 days ago, though. It's a couple of fucking
Still a
months.
lot of hardware as well.
122
What-
years ago.
Years.
Years.
Oh, no, days. It was days. I'm sorry. Wait,
Oh,
no,
days.
no.
Those days.
It was years. I'm sorry. It was 122 years and a few days.
I'm
Okay.
so confused.
And a few days. Got it.
Oh, that was me. That was on me.
Wimbly bimbly time stuff.
All right. Not gonna waste time scrapping it for parts when we've got centuries old fucking coins that we can turn around to sell for collector's prices.
Can I take a glance at
Lisbeth and Grief get their chests open, the Elvish one, and start going through it, and there's a lot of patinaed, like, silverware, candelabras, candle stands. It looks like maybe the family valuables of an elf family of some sort, but it's all patinaed and warped, except for when they pull out a little wooden case that is old and dry and kind of cracks under the pressure of Lisbeth's hands. But they get it up, and there are 7 pristine polyhedral mithril dice in it. And they're like, okay, that's not bad. We can probably move that.
Yeah, is there anything that Rook found that was particularly interesting other than just gold?
Did you want to try to open either of the other 2 chests?
Yeah.
If she goes, I'm sorry to interrupt. If she goes for one, I'll go for the other because everyone else is busy.
Okay.
glad we all
Sarah,
get
you
something.
can-
I'll give him a bardic.
Ooh.
Thank you. What does Bardic give me?
My bardic is something that I have to look at. D6.
I'm gonna need it.
Want to give me a guidance,
Sure.
Tracy's?
Tradesies.
I mean, I can help you break in if you need to, boys.
Magically trans. No.
Got a dirty 20. Oh, wait.
I bet it was dirty.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Got my guidance for the 1.
On Alan.
Ah. Plus the Bardic.
Oh, who's going for which? There's a small metal and wood one that looks dwarven. It's more box shaped or square shaped. Then there's a larger one that's wooden, painted wood. It looks much older than the others.
I'll go for the older one.
Okay, it's also twice the size as the other chest.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rook would probably go for the smaller one.
Okay.
That
Mr.
works.
Butcher, I might need your assistance.
You are unable to get it open. Meanwhile, Brooke, you get the smaller one open, and inside is a decorated ivory and silver or platinum, white gold, maybe. You're not sure. A shiny silvery metal, though, an ivory pistol or a revolver with a belt with thin bullets in the belt, in little casings in the belt, you know. And each one, the head of them, looks like it's kind of like a swirling maelstrom. Bullet head. The actual bullet. It's like a maelstrom. Like a hurricane.
Brooke just sits back with this and is sitting there examining it.
Eldaris is kind of grumbling that he can't get it open. He looks at Rook.
Woodrow's grumbling right beside you that he didn't find anything.
Look,
is that a firearm?
Can I go ahead and help Eldaris then?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. My apologies.
I didn't hear that.
Can I help Eldaris? I can break it open.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Would you just, I mean, it's wood. It's very old wood. You can probably just smash it if you want.
That was indeed the plan. Delicate touch is not exactly deadly.
Thank you, Mr. Butcher. Is that a firearm?
Yeah, I think it is. And there's like some really cool bullets. They might do something. It looks a little like swirly, so I don't know what it does.
Butcher, are you going for any sort of finesse, like ripping it at the lid, or are you just smashing right through?
Yeah, my plan was to sort of pry it open.
Oh, okay. Roll strength athletics. Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
That will be a 24.
You rip it open, and there is something long and thin and heavy wrapped in a thick blanket. A thick, pale blanket.
Mr.
And it all it has that very old smell of old cloth, right?
Mr. Butcher, Miss
long, heavy, thin, and a huge, thick old blanket.
Mr. Butcher, Miss Rook, please allow me to see if I can see if there are any special properties to these two things. I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic to see if either the gun, and its accompaniments, or this thing is magical in nature. So
can we at least unwrap it before you start taking it and identifying it? Because I sort of want to see what it is.
Oh, something else falls out of that chest when you rip it open. I forgot about this. It is a wooden box that is about 3 by 3 by 6, right? Or 6 by 3 by 3. I think 6 long, 3 thick, 3 wide. A wooden box, like a jewelry box. It looks like it's made of the same old painted wood as the chest was. You can open it, and inside is what looks like a yacht made from a single feather. And your detect magic picks up that that's magical. The firearm is magical, and the bullets are magical.
Schools? I think detect magic lets me know schools, right?
You're gonna have to give me a second to look up proper spells for this.
No worries.
To see what schools they would be connected to. But I will say the feather is probably like conjuration / transmutation, probably both of them. The gun and bullets would be why isn't this working? Why are you failing me right now in this moment?
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Darn. What an internet. Okay, they would be transmutation, the bullets and the gun.
I will pass that information on to the group.
whole group or the group
bullets
chat?
were there again?
What? Feather was transmutation and conjuration.
How many bullets were there?
10. I just realized I never built those. I meant to.
Rook begins to fiddle with the firearm and loads it.
2 quick questions. I believe Butcher was going to unwrap the blanket from the long thing. And
Yes.
did Eldoris pick up anything off of the dice that our friends have?
His friends.
No, those are not magical.
They're just really pretty.
Yep, really pretty mithril dice.
Speaking
Right.
of really pretty
Oh.
dice, by the way, a quick segue. Someone here makes really pretty dice. Just saying. Just saying.
Encounterdice.com.
Mhm.
Links are everywhere.
Click them.
Hmm.
Please, Miss Rook, be careful with that. Given that the bullets are magic, it is most likely more than a wound that we would be subjecting ourselves to.
She literally has that look on her face when she looks up from this firearm after she's loaded it. She's just like, think about what it could possibly do. Like, how cool is that?
That's what
Who's gonna let me shoot him?
My hand immediately goes up.
Put your hand down, Mr. Butcher.
She's already
I
like
can take it.
figuring out how to kind of hold it.
Eldaris will gently grab her wrist and just lower the gun. Like very, very, very gentle, not a fight, just like consider it as a weapon.
Do it.
I'm totally muted.
Oh,
I feel like you just took Butcher's place in line for first to get shot.
Starts
Cons-
slowly moving over.
consider if you will that it is a firearm. It is not designed to help allies. It is designed to hurt enemies. I would think that if you were to use a bullet, the first target should be an enemy.
Consider, if you will, it gives me some sick ass magical powers.
I promise you, Mr. Butcher, if the revolver gives you some, how did you put it? Sick ass
It
magical
has
powers.
Magical powers.
Yes. If that's what
Consider
happens, you will be second in line.
Okay, consider this. Healing bullets. How cool would that be?
In the group chat pops up, note to self. Please investigate the possibility of healing bullets with Mr. Woodrow.
What group chat
next-
is that? That's not the mental one. They're all mind linked.
While this whole conversation is going on, I'm gonna step over and talk to our friends. Be like, hey, look, you could go through the hassle of fencing those themselves, or I can just go ahead and give you 100 cred each for, being here just in case and helping out. That way you ain't got to sell them. We're headed to the market after this anyway.
Grief will be like, and Lizdick will nod and then say, no, I don't think we're going to take that. That is, I think these are worth a lot more than that.
All right, fine, then do me a favor. When inevitably somebody asks where you got them, you woke up one morning and the vault was open.
Of course.
All right, then.
Brooke has safely unloaded the firearm begrudgingly and stored it away.
Oh, quick question about the bullets in my detect magic. Are all the bullets the same?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, Mr. Butcher, if the bullet does give one of our enemies magic powers, provided that we survive that, we will be sure to shoot you next.
Salute.
Oh my god, and what did Butcher find in the blanket?
Yeah, I've been dying. I've been holding it slowly and wrapping it like a kid at
There's
Christmas,
one more question
waiting their
after
turn.
that, too.
One more question.
Well, one more big question, which is
Fair.
how much gold and silver and stuff did we gather up?
Good point.
Okay. I had to build this. Okay. There was, as you are counting it out, there was 3,600 copper, 1,800 silver. Huh?
I just want to double check and see who's keeping track.
We're all writing it
So we
down.
can all write it out.
I'm
Okay.
taking notes.
So am I.
You cannot be me.
3,600 copper, 1,800 silver.
120 gold. All in forged meat mint.
Bad haul.
Yeah.
What's in the blanket?
I mean,
Before
you all know that coins are actual literal metal like this is worth more than it used to be, and you can, exchanges will pay you more, although there is a detecting fee for the exchange. But the coins are worth more than they used to be. Like a copper is now worth like multiple silver.
Cool.
Cool.
You can probably pull up, an Aether site to do an exchange, and it gives you somewhere between 4,000 and 4,500 current gold coins, digital coins.
Rook would have done that while they were dealing with whatever it was that Butcher found.
Okay.
I mean, we still gotta check and make sure there's no, misprinted or double mints or,
Just let the rogue handle the money. It's okay.
Is it though?
Letting the rogue handle the money has never once in the history of Dungeons and Dragons ever gone poorly.
Thank you. I thought that was going to go a different way, and I was going to be very offended.
You're about to get shot again.
I didn't get challenged.
Yeah, well,
First time for everything, I suppose.
we can change that.
Okay.
What's in the box?
What's in the blanket?
What's in the box?
As you unravel the blanket, you are met with a 6 foot long, 2.5 foot wide, 1/4 inch thick mirror. It has an obsidian frame around it, with bronze flourishes that are poured seemingly down in indentations in the obsidian. They appear to be some sort of beast, panther-like, but with tentacles out of the back, racing around the frame of it. But it is a rectangular mirror. It is huge and heavy, and the bronze would be patinaed, but that can be buffed out.
Is there anything on it that's recognizable that I would like a family, a gang, or anything like that?
Or magical while you're
Roll
detect
history
magic
check.
show up.
Am I good in history? Probably not. Nope, not good in history, but let's have fun with it.
Unknown if it's belonged to the family or something, but definitely seems antique and of human make.
I'll pass that on while just taking one of those big kind of side steps away from the rogue with the gun, who I may or may not have just sarcastically insulted.
Can I get in on that history check?
Yeah, the gun is packed away.
for it, Woodrow.
Yeah. Nope.
Blah, blah.
Nope, just an 8.
Yeah. You would not know.
It just work.
It's a very pretty mirror.
Yeah.
It is not magical as well.
Nothing magic, just seems like a very attractive mirror.
Mirror on the wall.
What's that? I'm sorry?
I think Butcher said mirror, mirror on the wall, if I heard him correctly.
That's an interesting.
Yeah.
You'll see, like, as Eldara sees the glass, you just kind of see him just go, like, fixing his hair a little bit, and you're just like, oh, this is loose.
Bold of you to assume that Butcher wasn't already using it to fix teeth.
It's like two high
behind them both. What are y'all doing?
Woodrow's just sitting there
Keeping
shaking
up-
his head, and 3 of y'all staring into a mirror.
keeping up
She's
appearances.
looking at them like, why are you primping yourselves right now?
Come on,
Mr.
girls,
Guy
you're all
spent
pretty.
Mr. Guy spent the majority of my life surrounded in filth and squalor. Forgive me if I do take some indulgences.
I think I have a piece of asparagus in my teeth.
But
She walks away.
Mr. Woodrow did not make asparagus. I don't want to know.
That's from 2 weeks ago.
Ugh, the horror.
Would I be able to safely put the mirror in the bag of holding? Would it fit through the opening, I guess, is the first question. You said it was pretty large.
Yeah. It can fit in the bag of holding. It's basically a standing mirror, right? But it's supposed to be hung because the bottom of it is still obsidian and bronze and beautiful. That's it, I think.
Rook will kind of look at everyone when they're done with the mirror and everything. And so, from what I looked up, the gold coins should be worth a fair bit. It looks like around like 4 to 4,500 creds. So it'd be a good split.
About it.
And I mean,
Well,
no,
there,
exchange is gonna take a fee, but still, that's way more than we had to begin with.
while they're talking about the gold, can I walk over to Lisbeth and Grief? Say, hey, I'll trade you this mirror for those sick ass dice.
I'm sorry?
Those dice? I'll trade you this mirror for it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Absolutely.
In Rook's head, as Eldaris does a quick calculation, she'll hear outside of the group chat. So, awkward question. If I were to maybe acquire a bicock, would you help me learn how to ride it?
Sure.
And Eldaris is like looking around the vault, like, oh, I'm not doing anything. Why is anyone asking me?
She is
I'll
looking
walk back
directly
over to
at
the
him,
group, holding a
responding
handful
in
of
his
these.
head. Big smile.
Thank you.
I now walk over to the group, holding a handful of dice. These should be easier to transport.
DM, is there anything I can roll to know whether or not that was a dumb trade?
Common sense.
Not my problem.
For history maybe appraise it roughly. Insight to
21.
Yes, yeah, it was a really bad deal. That mirror was worth at least twice as much as the dice.
It's coming out of his cut, right?
Yep.
I think that might be his cut.
I just want to point something out above table. The world is ending. We have a concert to go to, and we are being little loot goblins right now, and I love every second of it.
And I just got a set of mythical dice, so who's really winning?
Yeah,
All right.
I did, and just a moment above table to absolutely applaud our DM for dangling mithril dice in front of a bunch of D&D nerds.
Yeah, 100%. That's beautiful.
Yep, chef's
Shot.
kiss on that one.
Shiny rocks go click clack.
Oh no, I spent all of our fantasy gold on fantasy dice. The humanity.
I already have more than I think I know how to spend.
Art
How
imitates
dare you.
life.
Oh, okay, you don't have homebrew content on it. Okay.
Anyone want to play Cauldrons and Cheetahs after this?
I want to play Offices and Bosses, you guys. It sounds so
I
good.
stand by bunkers and badasses.
Houses and humans?
That's boring.
I have a level 5 CEO.
Yes, see? Now you know what's up.
All right, Rook, the gun and ammo is on your character sheet. I'm sorry that it looks so poor.
That's fine. Yeah, and she'll kind of look down at about this time at her comm and just be like, I probably need to start getting ready for my show, y'all.
Yeah, good point. What time is it? 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours. At least getting towards 8 o'clock.
It'd be about 3 p.m. Good afternoon.
You are a gracious game master.
Yep.
Well, you want to go get ready for your show, and me and Butcher can go try and fence the goods and meet you there?
Sure.
I can go with Miss Rook, and I don't know how I'd help you prepare, but I can help you.
I like company.
Works for me. Looking back to Woodrow and Butcher, please don't do anything to compromise our newfound wealth.
Yeah, Rook's got like that, like she has gathered this all up in this big bag, and it's just like, are y'all gonna take care of this then? Coins?
We got the coins. It looked like you were probably hanging on to that firearm. He has the dice set. They have the mirror. And I can take the feather with me. I'm going to pick up a pearl while we're out, and I'll be able to start identifying.
Cool. And then you guys are going to come to the show, right?
See you at the show.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's at the Siren again, correct?
Yes.
Yep. We'll be there in time for the opening act.
Perhaps this time we won't be accosted by police or rabid demonic cultists.
Oh, one can only hope.
As we go walking out of here.
Why do you guys want all the shows to be boring?
As we go walking out of here, I'm going to look up at
audience.
Butcher and tell him, well, at least I don't have to worry about you breaking the mirror while you're riding around in the bag now.
He's going to lose the D4.
Or step on it.
Just so you know, in case anyone is curious, the reason the butcher one of them is so bad is that he recognizes them from a game that Gage just plays. So he really wanted to get her a good job.
Nice.
All right. Y'all head out of Forge Meat Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Can we assume that we are concealing these things from the grinders waiting outside?
Absolutely.
Oh, mine is 100% concealed.
Fabulous.
Check.
And you can see the grinders are on edge as you go out. It looks like some whitefish are throwing some pipe bombs over at their bulwark outside the forge meat. There's a bit of an explosion as y'all walk out, and they start firing and then stop. And there's another one coming in, and one of the grinders grabs it and throws it back, and it explodes in the air. So y'all get away to your bike and Dora before getting caught up in any sort of melee or war combat. And then whatever y'all want to do after that.
Well,
Out to the venue.
are you going to the venue first, or are you going to go to your apartment to prepare?
Oh yeah, I guess I need to stop and. I mean, like she pretty much. She's just like, yeah, we can run by the apartment. So she'll head that way.
Eldaris is literally along for the ride.
I'll be chit-chatting with Butcher. Hey, you mentioned mutual acquaintance we have.
Yeshua?
Nah. Older. Meaner. Much more likely to want to buy what we're selling.
Oh, the Russian. Yeah.
You know the quickest way to get there from here?
I don't know that he's still in the same spot.
Well, maybe there'll
Here,
be
let me
somebody
send a
around
message.
that can ask, and I will pull the bag of holding around to my front so that Butcher can be in front and point the way for Dora.
Can I send a message on my Aether Slate to Marcus in an attempt to get his current location?
What would be his process? I mean, he's not going to just trust any message that's sent in. Have
No,
some
right.
sort of
I
verification
imagine...
password, something.
Yeah, I imagine that almost like Thieves' Cant, he has like a specific thing where you list either like, oh, you're buying or you're selling, what you're interested in, and how soon you can meet. And then he like has a vetted network.
Large pepperoni. Tell him we got mushrooms.
Yeah, right. Like I imagine it's something along the lines of like, heavy metal concert plays tonight. Need to move the instruments as quickly as possible. Got any helping hands?
What kind of instruments? Do you name the types of instruments?
Yeah, we'll tell him cymbals, different types of metals.
Okay.
Need a new drum head for the snare.
Don't forget the tambourine.
Okay, Marcus says that the shop opens in 2 days. He'll send you an address before then.
Send him a thumbs up emoji.
Little robot.
He's definitely going to shoot me when I see him, but you know what? It's worth it.
All right. So if we're not headed directly to him, then I think what I'm gonna do is make a circuit of exchanges, and try and offload just a couple hundred coins here, a couple hundred coins there, just as anonymously as possible, and just like all over town, and spend a couple hours doing that.
You could also melt them down, be probably a week's worth of work, and make them just bars again. That they don't have the mint, and you can sell them then to anyone, especially spreaders for this circuitry.
Would that reduce the value of them at all? Would it increase the value?
It would reduce the value because there's also the collectability of the ancient coinage. The antique, I should say. It's not ancient yet.
But I was kind of
2 days isn't a super long time to hold on to something. I'd hate to watch it devalue that quickly.
It's also stuff, the coins can also be melted down and used in Woodrow's projects as well.
So, don't want to just scrap them. And like Woodrow's thinking is definitely trying to capitalize off of the collector value. Thinking that that's probably the highest price that he's going to get. So if the exchanges are the best place to go for that, or pawn shops, or somewhere where collectors might be, that's where he's running around. But
it's also 272 pounds of gold. Sorry, I was doing math in my head. or coins, I should say.
That's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, dump a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there, and just trying to get the good prices.
Okay, but where is here and there?
Well, you mentioned that we could go to the actual Forge Meat exchanges. So I'm figuring those are kind of like bank locations, where there's a few of them around town. So starting with those,
Forge Meat is in Forge Meat Tower.
It's all in the same tower.
Yeah, you'd probably be around town locations anyway. Anyway, sorry about that.
But no, like those are the details that I'm looking for. Because the way I'm trying to spread it out and everything is so that it doesn't lead back to us.
Marcus is the safest option then, but
Yeah, but he's gonna fucking cut the price because he's gonna have to do the legwork.
yeah, but we're talking about safe. If you don't want people to know that we're the ones who did it, I mean, it'll never get back if it's him. Unless you want to try
There's
and
a
contact
safety
some
to
private
it.
collector.
You might get less, but there is a safety to working with Marcus. Sure.
Yeah, fuck it.
Like I said, we could always contact private collectors.
Yeah, I'll let Butcher talk me into playing it safe and fucking cooling my heels for a couple of days.
I mean, we have a lot of money right now. I think safety is a priority.
I am going to swing by any shop I know of, though, that would sell me a 100 cred pearl, though.
Okay. Yep, you can definitely find some of those, especially near the waterways, the Bear Syndicate territory and the Wild Riders territory, where you hang out a lot. at the siren sound or song in Simple Bar.
After I've got a pearl, me and Butcher are going to go find a nice spot to have some lunch with a tropical vibe so that he can get a drink. And I am going to sit at the table and identify this feather.
All right. Burgers here are amazing. The pulled pork, unbelievable. It's all actually rats.
The best burgers are.
They're seasoned great.
Mm-hmm.
You season anything good enough, you don't recognize what it is anymore.
Mm-hmm. The feather is the swan boat feather token.
Gotcha.
Very useful in an urban setting.
It's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
Use that.
Is that a feather in your hat, or are you just happy to see me?
Both, darling.
And then, Rook, you're getting ready at your place. Eldar's tagged along.
Yeah, so they pull up to the building that she lives in, and she kind of secures her bike. I think like at her place, she's definitely got a secure garage for it. She paid extra for that.
Yeah, underground garage for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And then they go up the elevator, and she kind of like.
Of course. Of course. The first floor is a huge bodega.
Oh yeah. She'll as they're walking through, she'll like wave to everybody, like she knows the people that work there, and she'll grab. She'll be like, "I have no idea if there's food in the fridge or not, so we should probably get something here to eat, unless you want to wait till we get to the venue."
I could use
You have like a 4-year-long running tab.
Yeah.
I
Paid
could
eventually when I remember.
I could go for some food. Is there anything you recommend I can treat?
Oh, you don't have to do that, but thank you.
It's my pleasure.
They've got some really amazing kebabs. They say that it's beef. Fairly certain it's rat. Still, the seasonings they use and like just the process, the slow roast, perfection. And then they usually have like a really good array of like synthesized fruits and things. Very good.
Fantastic. Is there something specific that you would enjoy? I don't want to randomly assume.
Oh, I pretty much love anything that they make here.
Okay.
And she'll like start pointing out a few things on the menu that are good. Just whatever you feel like getting.
Eldaris will get kebabs for them. Oh, and I'm sorry, do you happen to have any kind of tea by any chance?
Rook has no idea, so I assume he's asking that.
Yeah. He'd be asking as he's like putting the
What kind of
orders in.
restaurant
Oh,
is
yeah.
it again? What kind of place is it again? Oh, it's the bodega. Yeah, they
it's
would
the
have
bodega.
some tea. Yeah, for sure.
Eldaris will get himself a
Leave
tea
some bags.
and get me one of the fizzy whiskeys. Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
And like this whole time, she's behind him going, "My tab," like
Is
just
it carbonated or malt whiskey? Malt. whiskey.
Malt.
Malt whiskey? Okay.
And as she's doing that, Eldaris is like if she's on his right side, Eldaris is clearly looking away to his
Yeah,
left
she's just
intentionally
hands
as he
from
pulls out
under.
his credit would it be literally a credits card?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay.
A coin card is what I'd called it.
Okay. So he pulls out his coin card and he will take care of the food.
They look. The clerk looks a little weird as you pay for, or you and your guests pay for food, but takes the money all the same and says, "Hey, have a great day, afternoon, night, whatever you're doing. Of our
you.
business. Enjoy."
There. Then once they get their food, she'll lead him through, and she, like, as they go up in the elevator, she just kind of looks over and is like, "Okay, Aramis stayed the night. There's no telling what state my apartment is in right now. Just whatever you walk into, know that I'm a generally clean person."
I've slept on street corners.
Yes,
Don't worry.
yes, I understand. You have lived in the gutters and things like that, but this is my home, and this is the first time anyone is seeing it, except for, like, a couple of people, so I don't want you to compare it to where you used to live.
Oh, I didn't mean to. You understand what I meant. And as Eldaris just like kind of takes his glasses off and just does one of
Pat
those.
him on the shoulder. You're really easy to fluster.
So I've been told.
So the door's open. She, heads over to her apartment and kind of like slowly opens the door. Like, what am I about to walk into?
It looks relatively clean, right?
Yep.
There's a few clothes on the floor, and there's definitely Aramis's shoes next to the door. One of them's kicked over. He didn't care to put them right. And you can hear him chewing on something, and you peek around to your right. And you can see he's laid out in his boxers on your dining table eating toast. A plate of full toast, like 8 slices.
Yeah, so she walks a little further in and just kind of like looks around like, "Hey, we've got company, Aramis. How's it going?"
Hey, whoa. Yeah, he kind of slides up the desk. Didn't expect you back so soon. Thought you'd spend more time out with your friends, new friends.
Good afternoon, Mr. Aramis.
Hey, the weird one. Great.
Eldaris is just like, yes, a pleasure to see you again.
Yep, you too.
Doris just hears in his head, "I am so sorry."
Eldaris just shakes his head, kind of like, it's fine.
She's gonna...
You need it. He kind of shoves the rest of that toast. And, well, get out of here. And he'll kind of start scooping up his clothes and putting them on real. Like, puts on one sleeve and the like over his head, but not the rest of it. And it's backward.
For goodness sake, Eldaris will get up. Will be like, I do not. And as he's like what Eldaris is doing is like just like almost dressing him, just like, do not be embarrassed on my account, sir.
I'm not embarrassed. He'll take another. Thanks for dressing me, by the way.
He's not embarrassed.
Another piece of
at
toast.
all.
Again, like Eldaris is doing like the little like, no, this goes here, this goes here. Hold on, press the digitate that stain away. There we go. There.
More toast.
Fantastic.
It's not breaded. I mean, it's not buttered or anything. It's they're just plain toast. And
Fantastic.
Well, thanks for getting me dressed. I appreciate that. What was your name again?
Eldaris.
Al. Gotcha.
L. Like the letter L.
Okay.
No one's ever called me
Gotcha.
that. But I like it.
Aramis, we'll see you at the show later, right?
Enjoy. Stay safe. And he's like, goes, okay, I got it all. And he'll leave. Still has 3 more pieces of toast on the table.
Once he leaves, Eldaris will go to Rook and say, Do you know how many times Ibukari has had to do that to me? With a smile.
No.
Good.
No. Yeah.
Good.
She's gonna look at the table and just be like, "We're not eating on that." And she's gonna lead him, basically coming straight in from the doorway. Like there's a hallway to the left. There's the kitchen area to the right. Dining areas next to that, and then on the left, further past the hallway, is like a little living room setup where she's got a lot of like really cool, really comfy looking couches and stuff. And there's like a dining room or like a coffee table, and she'll just kind of lead him in there, and she's just gonna sit on the floor, up to the coffee table.
Eldaris is looking around, and as he does, you can almost see that there's almost like an awe in his eyes, like, whoa.
Yeah, so the place is pretty large for what it is. There's another bedroom, or what looks like, there's a closed door straight ahead. Off down that hallway is another door. When you come into the living room space, there's also a little balcony. And it's, despite how she normally like presents and looks, the house is pretty clean. It's got some really cool artwork on it. Some posters from other bands, not necessarily all like metal bands, but also some more kind of folksy bands and things like that. Some older music from like 100 or so years ago and those kind of things, like antique at this point posters. There's like a bookshelf with an assortment of books on it. And yeah, like there's just little bits and things around that just kind of give it a little bit more of a homey feel.
My goodness. I don't say this to disparage you, because this is a proper home.
Yeah, I've lived here long enough. You get settled in after a while.
I always felt in my own apartment, despite being there, a stranger, if that makes sense.
And you feel that way for a little while until you really kind of make it yours. But, I mean, shoot, you know where it is now. If you ever feel like having a homey feel, you're more than welcome to hang.
Likewise, if you ever need a place to lay low, I have, in my experience, a therapist's office is not one that is often searched.
Noted. Yeah, so eat our food, and then after a little bit, she'll be like, I'm gonna go gather up my outfit for this evening. Play a hollow bit if you want. It'll only take me a few minutes. She kind of motions to her screen.
Take your time. If you need any assistance in transporting anything, please let me know. Oh, if I'm sure you know and have seen I have some illusionary capabilities. If there's anything I can do to maybe help with your performance tonight, I don't mind standing close to the stage or helping. I don't know what you would envision, but
We'll talk about that when I get back, because I've got some ideas, and that would be awesome.
sounds good. As she's getting ready, Eldaris is going to pull out his communication device, and he's going to search for information about what he was told by his great X10 grandmother. See if he could find anything searching the articles.
Roll an investigation check.
While he's doing that, Rook's gonna go into her room and kind of shut the door behind her, like listen for a second, and then let her disguise drop. And she kind of brushes out her hair. Like, she legitimately got sweaty doing the work on the vault and everything. So she's getting cleaned, brushing out her, golden white hair, and rebraiding it, tucking it back up so it's easier under the disguise, and kind of goes about figuring out what she's going to wear for the concert.
Also, I didn't find a darn thing. So,
No.
so after he gets bored enough of like I can't find anything, he'll go to the holodeck and play like what he would consider a harder rock that he would be in. No, it's not just like soft jams or it's there's some clear electric guitar. It's and just operate it so it's enough to be heard, but not enough to be blaring everywhere.
Yeah, so probably about 15 or 20 minutes later, she comes back out,
We'll say at some point in that time that you're at your apartment, you do get a message from your mother saying that you may or may not care, but she has been signed to a new 3-movie deal, some sort of science fantasy trilogy. She doesn't really get it, but it's a big project, and she just wanted to let you know.
She will respond back and just, Mom, that's great. I'm glad that they still respect your art for the craft. You might want to do some research on some sci-fi settings. I have some books I can shoot over to you, some ebooks I can shoot over to you if you want to do some background research. And Aether books. Sorry, Aether books. And she'll just that's pretty much where it ends.
I would assume that in his research, Rook would just hear, they're making a Nebulous movie?
Just looks at
my goodness.
Her very, very long pointed ear kind of twitches for a second. She just, I know which ones you're gonna need to read, Mom. And then she will put her comm back down. She's gonna go ahead and tuck her outfit away into her bag, and then she will look in the mirror, and stare at herself for a minute. And she's gonna tap her ring and goes back to looking blue and white streaked hair, slightly shorter pointed ears, purple skin tone, grabs her axe and heads out of the room. She'll find anything good to watch?
Live performance. I like this one. I don't know why. It's an old favorite. It'd be like the pop rock kind of like maybe like 5 years ago that like all the mainstream people were into.
Spin Apothecary, got it. Yeah, they were always a hit.
Mm-hmm.
It got a little old after a while, though. The song just repetitive, sticks in your. It's one of those earworm ones that just get stuck.
There was one time where I was humming it, or I think, oh goodness, the I'm the poison, you're the antidote.
Yeah.
That was in my head for about a week.
Oof, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But at any rate, I've got my outfit in my bag and I'm ready to. I don't know. Is it too early to head out? I usually am not this prepared, so this feels strange to me. Is it too early to get there? What do you think?
A natural improviser. Interesting. Sorry.
The bar's not even open yet.
Yeah.
They're also like, sorry, I don't mean to analyze. It's become, I don't want to say a habit. It's more of a defense mechanism. I can't.
Are you trying to therapist me right now?
No. If I was trying to therapist you, I would be asking more questions. This is just in my prior experience, I've tried to it's been beneficial for me to try and understand people more. Means that you can understand what they need, what they want to hear, and sometimes how they can avoid breaking your jaw. Not that I think you're going to break my jaw, but still.
I'm really not that strong.
Well, I've seen you use that
One of my
act.
things.
Good to know.
Want to play offices and bosses? We got time.
I do hate digital dice, but I suppose I'll make it work.
Let's go. She's gonna clear off the table and set up the hollow board, and that's what they're gonna kill time by doing. Until time. Anything to avoid a true conversation from her side. Like, now he's gonna start asking questions. It's time to bust out a TTRPG. Let's go.
Meanwhile,
TTRPG.
as they're playing, Eldaris is half. It's adorable. Eldaris is like half paying attention, playing the game, getting into it, and also half like trying to get a read on Rook. Not in like just like in a general sense of like where's the button, so I know it for later. And
mostly what he's getting is that she is thoroughly enjoying being able to do something that is not having to perform, not having to put forth a different kind of attitude or anything, and she's just really enjoying playing the game.
Y'all hang out for a couple of more hours before heading to the Siren Song. Woodrow and Butcher, do y'all have any further plans for the evening before the concert?
I was gonna ask Butcher, that kid you got hanging around Gage. We've got a couple hours to kill. You want to give her the address to the shop and have a run by for an interview?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead and send Gage information and say, if you stop by, I'll get you tickets to the concert tonight.
It's a good 30 minutes before you get a reply. And then she says, okay.
30 minutes.
30 minutes for okay. And you send the address. And then like 45 minutes later, he shows up, rapping at the door.
I've got a couple of bikes picked out and a computer set up. So I'll like bring her in, run it through her paces, see.
As she's walking in, she's kind of like, oh, this is some nice stuff. Like Butcher, of course, you're seeing it. It's just piles of junk, like literally bits of machinery hanging around. And she's like, "Wow, this is really nice."
Yeah, come here, kid. You ever seen one of these? And I'm gonna point to a bicock that's been like sitting in the corner for probably 10 years. And it was probably 10 years old at that point. So it's got like none of the new tech, but all of the basics.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
Right on.
Usually mod them out.
This one's still all original. Haven't put anything on it. End up yanking a few pieces off. You can see where I yanked off and kind of like trail off to see if she finishes the sentence.
That? Place of Dora. Big Dora.
Oh yeah, no, she's made of nothing but spare parts.
Good. Operational AI. You've got an AI in there?
I'll have Dora go up to her so that she can actually... Or is she looking at the Steel Defender or the familiar form?
Defender.
The Steel Defender. Yeah, this one just have completed. It's all a closed loop, and I'll start running through technicals about the proprietary AI without getting into the way I actually created the system, but more how it got integrated into the different bodies and the capabilities of the Steel Defender form. Have the familiar form land on the shoulder and show her how they connect and everything. Does it look like she's keeping up with the conversation the whole time?
Yeah, absolutely. And he had something in that diatribe. Oh, she says, wait, she looks around, you did all this without a projection pod?
Yeah. No, the fucking projection pods were shit in my day anyway, so, like, half the time they were fucking glitching out. I never got the funding down here, for one, so, no, everything I've been doing been on fucking old screens and boxes. Got a few projectors just to run through a lot of the programming or the schematics and shit, but...
and that's half the reason I work at the Wondercade, is to use the projection pods.
Dig it. You've been fucking running games on it, or fucking working up your own programs?
Working on some stuff. I'd be working on my own AI.
Oh shit, maybe I'll look at the new generations and see if we can get one in here.
With all this stuff around here, you might be able to throw something together. You just need a decent amount of crystal for the projections, or the arcane projection. You know, you have to have some sort of crystal casing be inside for the pod.
Right on.
Instead of.
You been hanging around this old bastard long enough. You don't have any problem dealing face to face with some gangers, do you? That's like 90% of my clientele.
I mean, as long as they're not trying to fight me, I'd very much like to avoid any confrontations. Unless you've got a shell for me to use, a battle shell. Looks around, doesn't look like it. No pod, no shells.
No, but if you're hanging around, any fucking spare parts backside of the alley or anything over in that corner there, you want to fucking put something together for yourself, you go right ahead. This area over here, this is all customer shit. Just try to make it look good when they walk in, so fucking get top dollar out of them.
So, we keep, depending on what you pay, your offer is, I do plan on staying at the Wondercade a couple of nights a week. Odds are too good to use.
Yeah, no, for sure. You want to keep your other gig going, you can keep that when you're working here. You can throw a hammock up in the back and sleep here if you need to. You can come in and out as far as I care. I'm here, 90% of the time here lately.
So what's the offer then? Wise.
So the work comes in by the job. I start you off 25% of any job you pull, job you do. And you build yourself a battle shell, you can keep it.
25% seems fair. And see how it works out. Give it a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
We'll see.
Start doing really fucking good work or start pulling in your own jobs, we'll bump that to 50-50. At that point, you're just paying me, rent for a shop to work out of.
What about you do work for the grinders?
Not so much. Basically, because they're not really over here. I got fists on one side and the fucking lanes on the other. So they're really my two major clientele. I've got pretty good setup where neither one of them fuck with me too hard. Because they both know that I'm right here on the line and I've been here longer than they have. So they bring their bicocks in. I make sure the shit runs straight. Send them back out again.
I was only asking because, the grinders are going to war. They send out messages all day about looking for mechanics and stuff.
Biggest part of that is scheduling. As long as, when people are showing up, you can make sure that somebody doesn't show up at the same time.
I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm not going into that situation. I'm just saying. Wondering if you were working for him.
No, but I wouldn't exactly turn them down for nothing,
I just think it'd draw too much attention. Bad kind of attention. Bears moving in on the west and fists are pushing from the north. Excuse me. Goodness. No, dog, you're not getting down. You're gonna pee on the floor.
Yeah, if she likes the deal, I'll shake on it and say, awesome. Let me know when you're swinging by, and I'll clear off one of the workbenches for you. In the meantime, we got a show in another hour or two. You want a beer? And I'll head to the kitchen to get...
But I'm just gonna... she said she's gonna hang out here, if that's cool with you.
Yep. I'll head to the kitchen and grab a couple of drinks and give Butcher a moment. Let him pray proud daddy.
Yeah, I'll walk over to the workbench that Gage is at. I said I want to walk over to the workbench that Gage is at.
Huh? She says hi.
Well, that seems doable, well.
Didn't think you would have an acquaintance like that.
Yeah, I've started to find myself some new friends. Smarter than the last ones I was hanging out with, huh?
Yeah. I saw your fight last night. That was crazy.
Did you?
You killed Randy the Dane.
I know. I think Sheep Slayer might be my new epithet.
That would be cool. But what happened to Gloopy Glue? He really dead?
I pull out the sealed mug and set it on the table until we can find somebody to put some energy back into him. This is all that's left.
That was bad.
That's yeah. It's
Have you talked to any of the temples?
and not as of yet. We sort of had a project we were focusing on earlier today, and Rook's got that concert that we're going to.
Okay. She says,
"Oh,
okay. But I mean that's fine. I could maybe research some stuff. I don't really know.
yeah, no,
It isn't really my field, but I don't want Gloopy to be gone. You know. Remember that show you took me to back in the day?
Yeah, I remember. Friggin' what was it? The Ultimania, where there was 6 of those wrestlers in one ring.
Yeah, he did a pseudopod drop off the 7th turnbuckle.
Yeah, to see him fight again. I've got a couple ideas about leads I'm going to chase down in order to get him back up on his feet. I did have a job for you if you wanted it, though.
Oh yeah, another one.
Well, if you saw the fights, you saw that whatever magic user ended up turning me for a little bit. Almost made me quit the fight.
What do you mean?
Well, remember when it was the the player don't remember who it was with, but Butcher would remember the character
Randy.
who tried to charm me into surrendering.
Oh, Wormmill.
Wormmill. Yeah, remember the fight with Wormmill? The one where I laid down?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out that
defense against enchantments.
See, it isn't so much that I feel like I need a defense. My firewalls are pretty good overall, but when it does happen, I'd like for people around me to know. Is there any way you could set up an alert system for me?
I think so, but it might take me a week or two to design.
Honestly, I trust your skill, kid. I mean, most of the things you've worked on have been real impressive. It's the reason I wanted to introduce you to whole half mine over there. But if you could get working on that for me, it'd be worth your while.
I'll see what I can do about it. At that point, there's a loud banging at the door, and you can hear some sort of heavy talk outdoor or outside. Heavy duty engine roaring or idling outside.
I got it. Again, go up to the door. Keep it closed. What do you want?
Woodrow, it's me. I've just brought those animatrons over.
Yeah, come on, kid.
Outside he rolls in these 4 animatrons. One of them is barely anything. It's mostly just rust and it's gone. There is like a weasel with a banjo, and there are 3 gophers with a simple drum set, and looks to be a frog with a violin. It's barely bigger than a regular frog. And you could mount it on one of the other ones. It's like, yeah, these are, I was hoping these three mainly are what I'm hoping you can get done. And for especially if we get signed to the tavern tonight. But yeah, if you could get all of them, it'd be great if you could somehow get them all functioning in a few days.
A few days. I'll give you maybe on...
You get it done in a week, I'll give you 200.
Yeah, see what I can do. Fucking... Hold on a second. And I'll have Dora's big form come over, drag them into an empty space in the shop floor.
The rusted up one looks like it's three small deer standing on top of each other in a trench coat with a cello. It's all rusted and falling apart and decrepit. It's hard to make out.
Gotcha. I'm gonna give them a quick once over just to make sure that there is nothing on them that is networked or connected to anything outside of this shop. That these are nothing but puppets. Cool.
Yeah, they're old school animatrons. They didn't even have an AI. They literally just have cogs and wheels and stuff. They're analog.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, get started on it, maybe tonight, maybe first thing in the morning, and give you a call tomorrow to let you know price and time.
Okay, sounds great. I'll see you at the Siren Song in a few hours.
Yep, catch you in a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, kid, might have your first job for you.
This trash?
Yep.
And that's where we'll fade to black in the credits.
All trash is gold.
Thank you all for watching and playing and participating. And handling my dog.
Somebody else had a cameo tonight. Woo! Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Thank you for hanging out and watching us play a silly game. Thank you for coming to visit us on the internet, where amongst all of our antics are a whole bunch of buttons. Go press the buttons. There's likes and follows and shares and subscribes, and you can go to other sites and buy stuff, and the money goes to these folks. So make that happen. And in the meantime, we will be seeing y'all soon. What the hell are we doing next week?
Glitter Hearts.
I'm getting older next week.
Session 0.
Yay!
Oh! Happy early birthday!
We got
So I will not be here to play Glitter Heart, sadly.
Nope, but I think we are going to have some guest stars coming back to play Glitter Hearts. I know I'll be here. I think, Spencer, you going to be with us again next week?
I am indeed.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
All right.
In the meantime, thank you, George, for running.
Mm-hmm.
And thank y'all all for watching.
Bye, everybody.
Love y'all.
Hey,
And